Welcome back to Inclusivity is Empowering Everyone, a podcast series by Wantedly and I'm Able by SGEnable. In this series, we explore what inclusion looks like, not just as a policy, but as a lived experience. We've heard from persons with disabilities about their career journeys and experience in the workplace. But what about the people who open those doors? Today, we highlight 3 employers, each leading teams in very different environments, who share one belief: that inclusive hiring isn't charity, and it's not an exception. It's a better way to build. Let's begin at the heart of purpose-driven work, with Russ New, CEO of Social Collider. For Russ, inclusion starts with intention. His hiring philosophy is simple: look at the person, not the label. We hire based on skills and qualifications, period, he says. Disability, that's only relevant if we need to accommodate it. Otherwise, it doesn't define the person or their role. And he walks the talk. One of Social Collider's visually impaired facilitators now leads overseas service learning trips. But Russ is also honest. Learning to be inclusive means unlearning assumptions. The real challenge is awareness. Sometimes we don't realize what someone needs to do their job well. That's why we ask, check in, and stay flexible. And perhaps most importantly, he's clear on equity. Many people assume staff with disabilities should be paid less. I strongly disagree. If they're doing the same job, they deserve the same pay. It's not just fair, it's right. From there, let's move to Ludus Lab, where inclusion isn't just a value, it's part of the design. Yoksong Law, co-founder and CEO of Ludus Lab, builds inclusive tourism experiences that reconnect people with joy and dignity. One of their standout projects, the Sentosa Wheel Venture, a fully wheelchair-accessible tour of the island. Wheelchair users told us they hadn't visited since having a disability. They thought Sentosa was no longer for them, he recalls. After the tour, their smiles said it all. Inclusion gave them access and a sense of belonging. But it doesn't stop at customers. Inside the company, Ludus Lab constantly adapts roles to suit each team member's strengths. Joanne, for example, was hired in an admin role, but flourished when shifted into a guiding position. The key is flexibility. With the right fit, people thrive. And it's not all about work. Team activities, from drumming classes to trips to Johor Bahru, are planned with everyone in mind. Inclusion becomes not just practice, but culture. Yoksong says it best. We need to stop seeing inclusion as access. It's empowerment. And when persons with disabilities lead tours, tell stories, and shine, it changes minds, especially our own. Next up, we have Dentons Rodyk. The world's largest law firm is proving that inclusion can scale. Wei Ting Liu, assistant HR manager, shares how Dentons integrates inclusive hiring into a global practice grounded in local realities. For us, inclusive hiring means evaluating fairly based on merit, potential, and transferable skills, not assumptions. Since joining Singapore's Open Door program in 2023, Dentons Rodyk has offered remote work options and partnered with local organizations to match persons with disabilities to roles where they can contribute meaningfully. But the firm's approach goes deeper than access. It's about building systems of support. We focus on reasonable accommodations and regular awareness training. Inclusion isn't just a statement, it's something we need to embed into recruitment, culture, and leadership. Wei Ting of Dentons Rodyk envisions a future where HR leads the charge in transforming hiring, from screening for fit to uncovering potential. We want to move from inclusion as accommodation to inclusion as empowerment. So what does inclusive hiring look like? For us, it begins with asking the right questions and challenging assumptions. For Yoksong, it's about designing with care so every voice can be heard and seen. And for Wei Ting, it's building infrastructure inside a system that holds the door open for good. 3 leaders, 1 shared truth. Inclusion isn't about doing more, it's about doing better. This is Inclusivity is Empowering Everyone, a podcast by Wantedly and I'm Able by SGEnable. Visit the Wantedly Hire Inclusive Job Portal, a first-of-its-kind job platform that curates roles specifically for persons with disabilities. Every job listed comes from an employer who has pledged to create a supportive, accessible, and inclusive workplace. We've included the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening.